What's up, guys? As I was editing this video, I realized I didn't give any context as to what was going on. So I just wanted to let you know I was invited up to Ducati Winchester to lead demo rides a little over a week ago. So you're going to get to see 5 different Ducatis and just kind of my first impressions about the bike. And then I'll meet you back here on my back patio to wrap things up. Hope you enjoy it.
First ride of the day is actually the Monster 797 in white with the red wheels. Let's see what she'll do. I don't know if you guys can see, but this thing has a whopping 7 miles on it so far, so really getting the breaker in. I'm actually out just following on a demo ride right now because I'm going to be doing this route later today, taking some guys out on these bikes. But first impression of the Monster is, holy crap, does it feel tiny. Now, keep in mind, I literally just got off my KTM 1290 Super Adventure, which is pardon the pun, monster of a motorcycle itself. But man, is this little thing smooth. And this is literally like a block or so in, so I'm going to be checking in throughout this and letting you guys know my thoughts about this bike. Not a full review, just like a first impression, first ride type of thing. So the guys in front of me, this guy is on the brand new SuperSport, and it is the S model. You might be able to see the gold there on the Olins. Up there is the Desert Sled. Look for a full review on it soon. This is the Scrambler, starts with an F, Full Throttle. And then Pete up there leading the ride is on the Multistrada 950, the same exact bike that I did that full review on, which I'm going to link right up here in the corner. Alright, so not a full review, just my impressions. The engine, it's a monster, it's a twin, it's obviously torquey, pretty fun engine. I think you're going to have some fun with it on the back roads. I love the handlebars. The ergonomics remind me of my old Monster 620, except I feel like I'm sitting up just a little bit higher than what I did on it. The suspension's compliant. It's stiff enough that it handles in corners pretty well, but it's supple enough that it's not going to beat you to death. You know, the other thing is I just feel like I'm sitting right over the top of the front tire because I'm not used to riding this style bike. But man, does it make me miss my old Monster. But that said, I get to ride a bunch of different Ducatis today, so gonna have a lot to compare this bike to, and who knows, maybe I end up on it again before the day's over. Okay, so we went on, it's probably going to be about a 10-mile loop. Obviously not enough to get a full reading on this 797, but if it's something you guys are interested in me reviewing, just let me know in the comments section below. I'm pretty sure I can talk the guys at the shop into loaning me this bike out for a few days. Alright, so obviously I'm going to be doing a full review on the Desert Sled, but we'll still do like a little first impression thing right here. First thing I noticed, this looks like an old school type of gauge. And but it's digital, so not old school at all, but kind of gives you that look before you put the key in and get the motor running. It does have the same engine that Monster I just jumped off of has. The 797 feels similar, but the clutch engagement, everything feels totally different about the bike. Engine, you know, you feel some similarities there. You kind of know it's the same power plant, but everything else is night and day difference, and I can't wait to take this thing out for the full review. Alright, so obviously way more to come on the Desert Sled, but first impression is, this is a fun bike. Also out on this demo ride lady on the Monster 797 that I was riding on earlier. Just had 2 deer run out in front of her. Fortunately, everybody's good. People are safe, bikes are safe, no harm, no foul. It's just some deers wanting to play chicken with us. Alright, my next ride of the day is the Scrambler Full Throttle. Thing looks pretty cool. Alright, so this Full Throttle Scrambler, it's obviously built same platform as the Desert Sled, but totally different feel to it in just the first, you know, mile or whatever. The other thing, the exhaust note on this sounds pretty cool. You guys probably can't hear it. You can hear it a little bit there. It's got some grunt, you hear the backfire. It's this thing ought to be pretty fun. Alright, so the Full Throttle, aside from the exhaust note, which I can't get enough of right now, got a nice comfortable seat on it, but the thing I noticed most about it, it's so easy to ride. This is just a standard old motorcycle, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in a positive way. It's a little bit of a do-everything, which the Scramblers are supposed to be, but this is really my first experience with them, and you just feel right at home when you hop on this thing and start riding. It's just, it does what you expect it to do. Brand new SuperSport. Literally the brand new, like it came out yesterday, Ducati SuperSport. It has the same engine as the Hyperstrada, has been tuned differently, but it's meant to be a super bike without the terrible ergonomics and basically be a more comfortable sport bike to ride. I'm hesitant to call it sport touring, but it could be used that way. So far, I'm rather impressed by it, but we've yet to get to the fun back roads to really see what it'll do. Yeah, this is a bike you can get in some trouble on, that's for sure. I guess I should say this is not the regular SuperSport. This is actually the SuperSport S with the Olin suspension. I'm going to say the same thing I said before. If you guys would like a longer review on this, let me know in the comments section below. I'll talk to the guys at the shop and see if we can make that happen. All right, so overall first impression of the SuperSport S. Really fun. And I don't want to say easy sport bike to ride. I don't know that any sport bike's really easy to ride, but when it comes to sport bikes, like this one you can just hop on, and if you've ridden a sport bike before, there's not going to be much of a learning curve to this thing. It just kind of does what you expect it to do, and it does it very, very well. And it's Ducati red, so I mean, it looks awesome. Unfortunately, I have to take this bike back now, but we'll see what I would imagine I'm going to have like at least another ride or two left in the day before I take that desert sled home for the rest of the next few days. I'm pulled over right now, but yeah. First day up here giving demo rides, and this is what happens to me. So that was just about, you know, we had one bike that didn't have a license plate on the back of it. We knew that going out. We thought we'd be okay, but anyway, the officer was really, really nice. So we're headed back to the shop, which you can actually see from here. We don't have far to go. Next up is the Multistrada 1200S. There you go. What was that? Come by the shop. Come by the shop. We're giving rides. You need to have your own license though.
Oh, put her on the back.
What was that?
Put her on the back.
You got a helmet? We'll see. Alright, so nothing against the Multistrada 1200S, but after you get off the SuperSport S onto this thing, it doesn't have quite the same handling characteristics. Definitely a little bit heavier and a little less responsive. Probably not a fair comparison between it and the SuperSport S, but I think I'll get used to it here in the next few miles. So when it comes to the Multistrada 1200S, reminds me a lot of the 950 in the seating position. I mean, it just feels so familiar. I put a few hundred miles on that bike a few months back, but the big thing is, got a much bigger, more powerful engine in this bike, and you can definitely feel it. The tough part for me is I know I shouldn't have ridden it back to back with the SuperSport, because this thing just feels kind of heavy going into turns now, and it's not really its fault. It's what I'm comparing it to.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I look forward to you being one. And as I said during the video, let me know in the comments section below which bike you'd like to see a review on. I've already got one filmed for the Scrambler Desert Sled, but any of the other 4 bikes plus that DFL that you'd like to see me review, let me know. Whatever the top vote getter is, I'm going to talk to the guys up at the shop, see if I can't get my hands on that bike for a few days. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll talk to you again soon.